What's the rage tail difference? It's all about the action. The rage tail line of baits has an action unlike any other bait on the market. It's all about the rage tail. So many body styles, so many different baits to choose from. And they all have the patented rage tail flange. It's the rage tail difference by Strike King.
Yes, viewer mail, MichianaOutdoorsNews.com, and I'm not going to lie, Caleb Vanderride, and I think I know some of your kin. And Caleb, this is honestly one of my favorite questions in all the viewer mail that the Hall of Famer Louis Stout brought over. While not ideal to fish an area that absolutely gets pounded, it happens a decent amount on our lakes. It does not happen a decent amount, it happens on every single lake in the Midwest. How do you differentiate your presentation when fishing good but heavily pressured break lines, weed lines, areas that are just community holes on certain lakes and still get quality bites? The lake I grew up on, Klinger Lake, is just like every typical, to me, it's like every typical natural lake that we fish in the Midwest. It's really, really good in the spring, and it's really, really good in the fall, and it's really, really tough in the summertime when everybody's pounding it. But your question is something I actually don't like to talk about all that much. And here's the best way to put it. Our fish, whether you're throwing a drop shot, whether you're throwing a Nico rig, whether you're throwing a Ned rig, a jig, what I do more than anything is I'll go to the extreme end, and Louis knows this because we have fished a bunch of tournaments together. If somebody's throwing a drop shot around me, generally, fair to say, 3/16 or a quarter, I will go to a 1/2 ounce or a 3/4 ounce. I mean, I'm talking about a bowling ball. Same thing with a jig. If somebody's throwing a 3/8 ounce jig, it's one of the most popular sizes on our lakes, I will go to the extreme, a 3/4 or a 1 ounce. Because what inevitably happens in my mind, I don't get as many bites. I do not get as many bites, but that sheer rate of fall. Do it with me, Caleb. It falls faster, and what you're doing is getting a reaction bite with a bait that they're seeing notoriously slower, right? Slower. You'll get the same amount of bites, you know, with a quarter or a 3/8 as the people around you are getting. If you're using the same size weight as everybody fishing around you, you have to outfish them. You have to outfish them. Just remember, on our lakes in the summertime, rough, rate of fall. Goof with your weights. And even if you throw it out and you're like, man, it feels like a wet rag out there. Perfect. Because that bait is falling and falling. You always hear Van Dam talk about reaction strike, reaction strike. Think about that when you're fishing slow lures around community holes in the Midwest. Rate of fall, upsize your weight.